Did you know that the amount of inflammation that you have in your body is one of the major leaders and major causes of aging throughout your body, from the skin to your heart to your lungs to your brain? So what you want to do is decrease the amount of inflammation in your body as much as you can, and if you are having issues, what's causing it, and then treat it appropriately. You can look at inflammation in a lot of different ways. We can look at it in terms of certain lab tests. We look at a CRP, C-reactive protein. We look at a SED rate. We can see even through a hemoglobin A1C there may be some inflammation. We can see it sometimes on a DEXA scan or QEEG of the brain. There's different ways that we can assess if there's inflammation going throughout the body. Liver tests will show aging in the liver. If your blood pressure is up, there's certain heart tests that we can do that will assess inflammation throughout the heart, a high sensitivity CRP. We can do a cystatin C to evaluate the kidneys. All these different tests to really kind of find out where you are, even organ by organ. So that's important to do initially. And then once we know that there's inflammation going on, we can control it in 100 different ways, between obviously avoiding the cause, if it's sugar, if it's too much running, if it's lack of sleep, if it's exposure to a toxin. And then we want to work with you to develop a plan on how to decrease that inflammation and protect those specific organs. And each organ is different. We know that especially as patients get older, they're going to have some level of inflammation. That inflammation is interacting with different other pathways that just snowball on each other. If there's inflammation, that is going to snowball with the process called senescence. People know that as zombie cells. And these are cells that have been kind of deactivated by the body, but they've not been cleared. They may have some potential benefits in wound healing, some other things, but they also produce SASP. That is causing inflammation on top of the chemical inflammation markers, things like TNF-alpha, IL-1, IL-4. All these different things are inflammatory markers that are building up in the body and affecting the rest of your system, and also will lead to aging. What do we see in terms of the brain aging? You're gonna feel memory loss. You're gonna have quote unquote brain fog. You may start having, where you just aren't able to do the tasks that you're able to do. What are we looking at? We're looking at the fact that the mitochondria has been damaged. We're looking at the fact that the neurons are not working the way they should, and that can be improved by just simple things like reading a book, doing puzzles, exercise, taking products like urolysine A or butyrate or creatine. All these things can hopefully help heal the brain to some degree. Red light, hyperbaric therapy, and a senolytic, a product that helps relieve senescent cells, anything like from rapamycin to, which you want to talk to your doctors about, to quercetin, ficedin, exogenous ketones. All these different things may help the healing of the brain, because we're going to see dead neurons, where cells aren't working. You're going to see damage to the mitochondria, which is the energy part of your brain cells. We're going to see increased fibrosis, which is increased kind of a scar tissue type situation. All these different situations are going to lead to symptoms. The simplest area that we see where inflammation damages you and is most apparent is in your skin. We know that, again, if you're having toxins from anything you're exposed to, toxins from sun, we see that right away. You're gonna have that either just damage to the skin where it's just very hard and leathery. You unfortunately may develop a melanoma or get some type of cancer. You may develop what they call elastosis. You're going to see it and feel it and know it right away, and that is from aging. We know it could be from something called advanced glycation end products, which is usually from a sugar buildup. The body cannot process it, and there's hope for if you do have aging in the skin. You can use products like rapamycin skin cream, other skin products such as quercetin may help, curcumin creams can help, and there's other things that you can do like red light therapy can help stimulate the collagen buildup, hyperbaric therapy. All these different things can help to improve the skin aging. The other major area that we're normally going to see aging that you're going to really be concerned about is in the heart. We are now able to assess the aging in the heart through different testing in terms of coenzyme Q10 levels, carnitine levels, stress tests, CAT scan of the coronary arteries. All these are going to tell us if there's damage and inflammation within the heart system. We're gonna look at something called myeloperoxidase, oxidized LDL. All these different levels are gonna give us an idea of how well the heart is aging. And we want to make sure that you're on top of it, because obviously if the heart is not functioning the right way, not pumping blood flow to the rest of the body, a little bit of trouble. We're trying to find things to help power the mitochondria, SS31, MOTC, NAD, ribose, resveratrol, urolysine A. A lot of these things powers the mitochondria, limit the oxidative stress, ergothioneine, NAC, those are going to help as an antioxidant. You want to work on what's called the endothelial layer, which is a level that contracts the blood vessels, because even if the heart is pumping and the vessels are not working to get the blood to the rest of the body, and this can be damaged again from oxidative stress, just inflammation in diet or toxins. You can get this tested with an endopad. Other different technologies out there that can now assess the health of the endothelium. There's different products, nitric oxide, and a product called arterial cell, which works on something called the glycocalyx, which is a substance inside of the endothelium that helps make it function. So we can assess the aging in different areas. We know that it leads to inflammation of the blood vessel, it leads to inflammation of the heart. All these different factors are going to lead to decreased functioning of your health as you get older. So kind of bring things back is number one, is that you have inflammation from, it could be inflammation from oxidative stress, inflammation from toxins, inflammation from mitochondrial dysfunction, inflammation just from not poor repair, decreased vitamin deficiency. It can go on and on and on, what's causing inflammation. That's combining with the process of senescence. If those cells aren't removed, that's increasing inflammation. If your oxidative stress is through the roof, that is causing inflammation. That is snowballing process by producing products like TNF-alpha, and that is damaging the heart, the brain, the lungs, the skin, and you want to do what you can to repair it. And these are visible, testable things that we now can work on. So you can limit the amount of aging in your body. You can see in lungs, where a lot of times we're gonna see things like fibrosis. If there's too much inflammation, we could see it in the liver. Again, that could be tested by doing some simple liver tests, also by doing an ultrasound of patients who develop what's called fatty liver. That increases your aging of your liver, where it will decrease functioning. And we also have aging of the muscle, that's called sarcopenia. That simply can be improved with exercise, creatine, nitric oxide. These are things that are gonna help your body age better by limiting inflammation. Limit inflammation, limits aging. So if you want to hear more anti-aging topics, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please put them below.